6 months into 2026, Vietnam's economy has maintained solid momentum despite a challenging global environment. Manufacturing has expanded and exports have remained strong. Investment has strengthened and inflation has stayed under control.
Yes, and I agree. And those figures suggest a strong first half. But what do they really tell us about the health of the economy? Are businesses seeing the same momentum on the ground? And what will determine Vietnam performance in the months ahead? That's our focus for today. And now let's start with the indicators. The first half of 2026 has given Vietnam a stronger foundation than many had expected. GDP expanded by 8.18%, manufacturing continued to grow, export remained resilient, and foreign investment accelerated despite an uncertain global backdrop. But the challenge now is very different. To achieve the target of 10% growth or more this year, the economy will need to expand by around 11.9% in the second half, and that will require more than simply maintaining momentum. It will require the country's key growth engines to accelerate simultaneously. And now, these will be the main engines expected to drive growth through the remainder of the year. But their effectiveness will ultimately depend on how quickly businesses expand production, invest in technologies, and move further up the value chain. And on these indicators will provide some of the clear signals of whether Vietnam's growth momentum is strengthening or beginning to lose pace. And now the indicators suggest that Vietnam has entered the second half with a stronger foundation than many had expected. But economic growth, it ultimately measures not by statistics. And perhaps, but the biggest question is, can domestic enterprises create more value at home, not only by producing more, but by producing smarter, localizing supply chains, and investing in technologies? And our next report looks at how businesses are preparing for that challenge.
A growing number of businesses are now betting that the next stage of growth will depend less on producing more goods and more on creating greater value from every order. For manufacturing companies like this one, the change is already visible. Production lines are busy.
We have already secured orders through the end of the third quarter of 2026. Right now, our priority is to fulfill the contracts we have signed across our entire product range. We started participating in sample development, investing in human resources for sample development, and then we participated in the procurement process of raw materials using our own finances instead of customers buying and sending everything here at a cost.
Rather than relying on labor cost, many companies are investing in technology, developing higher value products, and moving further up the production chain.
We are expanding into new technology-based products, including seamless garments produced with advanced machinery and equipment. We are also expanding our production capacity to meet growing market demand.
That transformation extends well beyond individual factories. As global supply chains become more fragmented, Vietnamese companies are increasingly being encouraged to work together rather than compete alone. The objective is now to build stronger domestic industrial ecosystems.
The objective is to connect businesses so they can build stronger industrial ecosystems and make better use of Vietnam's free trade agreements. We expect this ecosystem approach to remove many of the obstacles companies face when implementing FTAs. It requires close coordination not only among central and local authorities, but also across manufacturers, logistic providers, financial institutions, and consulting firms.
The global backdrop remains uncertain, yet international demand for many products made in Vietnam has stayed remarkably strong.
First 6 months of the year has been quite turbulent in terms of the international environment. Actually, the Vietnamese manufacturing sector started off the year in a really strong position, growing really well. I think what we've seen, especially kind of the evidence there at the start of the year, that the products that the Vietnamese manufacturers are producing are really valuable and really in demand around the world.
More orders may have restarted production, but sustaining growth in the second half will depend on how much technology, innovation, and domestic capability can be embedded in every product.
And now, as mentioned earlier, Vietnam enters the second half of the year with a stronger foundation than many had expected. but sustaining that momentum will depend on more than full order books. The next phase of growth will be determined by whether macroeconomic stability, industrial upgrading, and long-term competitiveness can move forward together.
The first challenge is preserving macroeconomic stability in an increasingly uncertain global environment. While exports have remained resilient, economists say external conditions will become even more important during the months ahead.
I think it is the merchandise jet balance of Vietnamese economy. Whether we are successful in narrowing down or even be back to the jet surplus as we recorded in 2025 or the years before. And if the Vietnamese don't weaken significantly, it will drive up the cost of imported production, and it would trigger imported inflation and squeeze the factory profit margin of the business.
Macroeconomic stability alone cannot withstand the headwinds. It will depend on whether Vietnam can move beyond being simply a manufacturing base to becoming a center for higher value industrial development.
I think what's really going to change Vietnam going forward is the ability to develop and be a centre of development and not just a manufacturing location. Taking the education now to supply chains and the actual technology development that's leading into the production. So over the next 6 months, more of this investment in local supply chain, more of development and being technology-led development in Vietnam and creating Vietnam or reinforcing Vietnam's role as the hub.
Strong growth remains important. Increasingly, however, competitiveness is judged by the quality of the business environment rather than the pace of economic expansion alone.
Strong GDP growth is very important, but investors are increasingly looking beyond the growth figures, the growth numbers. They ask, is the regulatory environment predictable? Are the procedures fast? Is the infrastructure reliable? Is there enough skilled labor? And can the suppliers in Vietnam meet international standards? For Vietnam, the next stage of competitiveness should focus on quality, not only on quantity. That means better human capital, better vocational training, better university education, better logistics, more reliable energy supply, and stronger digital and legal infrastructure in Vietnam. Vietnam also has to increase the domestic value creation.
Businesses are expanding, manufacturers are preparing for stronger demand, and investors continue to see opportunities. But sustaining that momentum will depend on whether Vietnam can create more value at home through technology, strengthen domestic supply chains, and have a more competitive business environment.